Let's find some day trades, swing trades, and option trades. Hello, traders. It is Wednesday, August 26th. We're about 3 hours into trading. Man, has the market moved higher. We had that breakout this week, Monday, to a new all-time high. We've had strong follow-through since then. No reason to think that the market won't continue to move higher. It has been on light volume, but very, very strong momentum right now. A couple of things that are coming into play. We've got the Jackson Hole Convention tomorrow. Jerome Powell's going to speak. Last week, we know that the FOMC minutes, they said that they plan to let inflation rise above the 2% target. That is extremely dovish. So we can expect the same type of rhetoric tomorrow. Don't have a whole lot else going on as far as the economic news. We had durable goods orders came out today, 11.4% increase. That was much better than the 4.5% increase that was expected. Much of that was due to the transportation sector. You know that car sales have been very good. We also had the durable goods orders ex transportation come in at 2.4% versus 2.2% expected. We've got GDP coming out tomorrow. I believe they're looking for a number of about minus 32.5, but that news is already kind of baked into the market. Those are the expectations. What I'm going to be watching for is the initial jobless claims. I'd like to see them come in below 1 million. 1 million is still an awful lot without the $1.5 trillion stimulus package from the government. I think that small businesses are going to be forced to lay off some workers, especially if consumer demand is a little bit light because of the second wave of the coronavirus. So we'll see how that plays out. But right now, the breakout to a new all-time high looks pretty dang good. And we're getting long green candles closing on the high here. Could be FOMO, fear of missing out. Anybody who's been underallocated is really trying to play catch up right now. That means that the dips may not come. I've got the clarity that I need to join this rally. I have been joining it passively during the course of the trading day. I've been selling a few out of the money bullish put spreads, but my overnight exposure is very, very low. I may be looking to ramp that up. Still, the volume is going to be light for a couple more weeks. Once we get back from Labor Day weekend, then I think the volume will return to normal levels. So this morning, we were trading a lot of stocks in the chat room, and I'm going to show you some of them. I'm going to go into the chat room and I'll just show you what we were trading and how we found these stocks. So give me a couple of seconds actually to go back in. We'll take a look. Here, actually, let me move over to the chat room. And I want you to see the main point that I want to show you here is not that I'm making money, it's that traders in the chat room are making money. So as I scroll through the morning activity here, you can see my daily market comments are coming into play right here. Those are my morning comments. And now I'm going to gradually scroll through so you can see some of the stocks, and then I'll show you how we found the stocks. So you'll see Roku there, JD, WBA on the short side, DKNG, JD, Roku. We were in Microsoft was making a new all-time high. AYX was a stock that I traded. AMRN is one that we traded on the long side. There you see Roku. CRM we were in. Here you see me taking gains on AYX. Adobe we were in. That was a nice trade. Made money there. CRWD we were in. Just trying to show you some of the symbols that we were in. BILI. And again, this is not just me. These are traders in the chat room who are finding these trades. Got a short plug right there. So that's not all on the long side. SPLK, SHOP is a stock I was in. Made a little bit of money on that one. I like that longer term. Netflix you'll see in here. So I hope that took profits in Netflix. So I'm scrolling through pretty quickly because I want to show you that it's not just me. It's other traders as well. I believe that the market right here, as strong as everything has been, I believe this is a bullish climax, a buying climax that is setting up. And I believe we're going to start to see some selling here. Again, we are 3 hours into trading. When you watch this video, please go back and look at this timeline, see if I'm right. At very least, I would be out of all my long positions right now on a day trading basis because you can visually draw this upward sloping trend line. You can see that we've got a trading channel. Connect the lows right there. That's the lower end. We have a bearish explosion. I'm not going to take a look at that. Not interested. Only interested in bullish explosions right now. But we'll go back to that chart and you can see the upward sloping trend line right here. And you can see this upward sloping trend line. So we have a channel that's formed to the upside, and we've broken through the upper end of that channel. Typically, when you get this type of price action, you're going to see a buying climax and a return at very least back to the middle of that trading channel. So I'm looking for a pullback in here. As you get those pullbacks, they're super critical because as the market is coming in, we're able to evaluate relative strength and look for stocks that are still moving higher when the market is selling off. That's our clue that these stocks have an incredible bid and that buyers are lined up and that stock still has upside potential. When we're day trading, a gap higher, especially to a new all-time high, is very difficult for us. So today we had this rally up and then the market kind of flatlined. Well, you've got a lot of head fakers that have rallied up with the market too, and they hold their own because the market keeps floating higher. So you don't really get a good gauge of that relative strength. So that makes it tough because if you get into these stocks when they're trading at their high of the day, the rug can get pulled out from under you instantly. The preferred method is you get a nice little gap higher in the market like we did yesterday, and the bid is tested. So asset managers aren't too aggressive buying a new all-time high. And so you see a little bit of profit taking and the market comes in, they poke, they try and establish the bid. During this process right here, that's when you can start looking for stocks that have relative strength. When the market is ticking lower and the stocks are ticking higher, you know you've got the real deal. And as soon as the market simply finds support, boom, those stocks are higher. And when you get a market rally, you're able to lock in $1, $2 profit on some of these stocks. So that's how we prefer to trade it. Once that low is in, we had one test, two tests yesterday. That was nice support right in there. We start getting a 1OP bullish cross right in here. That's a nice entry point. So that one turned out to be a really nice trade. For a more conservative trader, you can draw a downward sloping trend line that comes into play right around here. You could have also gotten long there. You would have been joining a little bit later, but you see another nice bullish cross right in there and a strong finish. Market has been closing on its high, opening on its low. That's also bullish from day to day. So we'll go into that daily chart and just take a look at what the market's showing us. You can see that compression right in there. We have a breakout. As long as this upward sloping trend line is intact, and it comes into play right now right around the 337.50 level. As long as this is intact, you have to favor the long side. So that means that we need to be looking for bullish put spreads for our swing trades. First, I'm going to go in, going to click scanner, going to show you how easy it is to find some great stocks, heavy buying. I'm going to go into that. And Amazon was not on there early this morning, but some of the rest were. Shop. Really nice compression right in here. You can see this upward sloping trend line. Nice breakout. I was long Shop early today and made good money on that. CRM posted earnings after the close yesterday. It's also being added to the Dow on Monday morning. You can see how it broke out on that news that it was going to be added to the Dow before earnings. The A means that earnings were reported after the close, but this morning we had a nice little pop in the stock. If this was just a head fake gap higher, you would have seen profit taking. Ka-chunk, 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 down lower. That's not what happened. You saw that the stock continued to move higher and then it broke out to a new high. This was a key bar for me. You could see how it finished with a doji, even though that was an inverted hammer. It was able to hold all the gains from that green bar. We were in here, very nice move. We had members in the chat room getting on board. Through the right-hand side of the screen, you can see what the market's doing. It's continuing to float higher here. We're going to go into the 5-minute chart. That way you'll be able to see it better. I think we're going to see a little bit of selling here. There's our bearish 1OP cross right there. As it spikes like that, right in here, you should be taking profits on your long positions. That's how we trade it. So for most day traders, you would not want to be shorting right now because you're in a 10-year bull market. You're in a 5-month bull market. The momentum's super strong at the new all-time high. So your best play is to not short stocks although we can, and we have those lists. You would wait for a market pullback. You would wait for this upward trend line to hold, and then you'd be able to rejoin that move as soon as support is established. And you would be looking for relative strength. Over the course of the next few minutes, we're going to be looking for relative strength. We're going to be looking for those stocks that still want to go higher. But we need to wait for that market support. I feel that everything's quite frothy in here, so we could get a nice, fast little pullback. So Adobe was another stock that I liked. There's your opening right there. We had the stock with this nice long green candle right on the open. That gap was excellent, and then it was off to the races. You could see on the daily chart the stock has been super strong. Love that breakout through horizontal resistance. Right now, I'm looking for a few different things in my day trading. I'm looking for horizontal breakouts to new highs. I'm looking for long green candles on a 5-minute chart right on the open, heavy volume, and relative strength. If I have all of those components, and if the market looks to be moving higher, I've got the ingredients for a great trade. So, Adobe, excellent trade this morning. You saw some of us trade that. Roku, we were in on that. Facebook, we were in on. Look at that nice compression. We have a breakout through horizontal resistance. This was on the list right on the open today. Boom, boom, long green candles. You're in. Set your target. Out. That's how we do it. Facebook made money on that. Long green candles. We had a compression in here, and then it's off to the races. So very, very strong. Showed you in the chat room, we're all trading these. It's not just me, it's all the members. These are the searches we use. Heavy buying, fantastic in the first 10-15 minutes, even the first half hour. I love that search. Relative strength 30, I use that search when we got the market pulling back and pulling back. This is going to help me identify stocks that are still very, very strong relative to the market that want to go higher. So I wait for those market pullbacks, then that is my go-to search. If I'm looking for momentum, stock has been grinding higher all day, especially if I'm in a flat market environment, then I know this is the list that I want to go to. I explain all this in the manual for Option Stalker. Very, very easy to find these trades. And if that's not enough for you, you can always go into custom search, and there are a ton of different searches that you can create very, very easily. So I also use that as well. A lot of ways for us to find these trades. Let's take a look at some of these stocks that are in relative strength 30. Mind you, the last 30 minutes of the market have still had an upward bias to it, but I want to find stocks that are moving higher relative to the market. That's why I keep the 5-minute chart of the S&P 500 running at the same time that I have a 5-minute chart of the stock, because I can watch it tick for tick. Down, down, down for the market, up, up, almost up for the stock. Yes, Roku wants to go. So when I get that market pullback, I get that deep sell-off in the 10p indicator and that trough down here, that's when I want to be buying stocks that have relative strength like this. Because as soon as the market stops going down, doesn't have to go up, just has to stop going down, these stocks fuel higher. And then I can set a dollar profit, maybe $1.50 profit, maybe $2 profit. Depends on market conditions. Right now, we've got a very strong market tailwind, though. So I'm going to go down to the next stock, DOCU. There you can see the stock is through the high of the day. Very strong in here. A little bit choppy. I'm not a fan of it on a daily basis because I think we've got a longer term head and shoulders formation. There's one shoulder, there's the head, second shoulder, possible head and shoulders formation here. I have a alert line drawn on a GTC basis at the 187.50 level. If that's breached, that would be the neckline, and we would have a chance for the stock to pull back. In here, though, it is getting above this horizontal resistance, so on a day trading basis, I think it can be tried. MA. Nice breakout, compression there, continuing to move higher. That looks pretty dang good. Unfortunately, it's moved so high that I don't think we're going to have much in the way of bullish put spreads that we can sell on this one. We'd have to come down to the 330 strike price. The stock's at 350. We're not going to get much of a credit. And right now, option implied volatilities are very, very low. So if I'm selling out of the money bullish put spreads, I really need to be pretty close to that strike price. Right here, we're at 270 on BABA. We could take a look at the 270 bullish put spread. I like it, but I don't think there's going to be much of a credit, so we've got to take a pass on it. Going to go into the September 18th, so now we're going to go out 3 weeks Take a look at that 270 put, see where that's trading. Sell the 270s, buy the 267.50s. I'd like to get 50-cent credit for that. You can see that it is currently, that looks like it might actually be doable there. That actually looks like that spread could be very doable. But we're at the 270 strike. Let's go down to the 265 and see if we can capture that breakout right in there. And so I'm going to click off of that. Click off of that. We're going to 265. That looks a bit safer to me. There's a 50-cent bid on that spread. That doesn't look too bad to me. So I've got to check. I know that there's something going on right now. The BABA shares are listed in China. That seems like a very rich credit on that, even given that we're 3 weeks out. But I like it. If you can get that credit, I think it's pretty good. So that was selling the 260, 257.50 bullish put spread for a 50-cent credit. That's a 25% return in 3 weeks if it turns out. That one actually looks pretty dang good. See if we can find another one. Just going to continue to go through here and look at the relative strength 30 stocks. I'm also going to go into Pop Bull and see what we've got there. Netflix looked really good today. I like this really big move higher here. I like this upward sloping trend line right here. We've got 1, 2 lines of support here at the 268 level. I would like to try and sell something around that 480 level if possible, which is that upward sloping trend line. You can see that the stock has made a super big move today. Told you that was a bullish climax in there. We've got 3 red candles now closing on their low. We're going to start to see some selling pressure. And look at that 1OP indicator come in. This indicator took me 10 years to develop. So it's taken an enormous amount of time and energy, but it is so dang accurate and it is predictive. It is not reactive. Let's take a quick look at it. Put up the crosshair. You can see the cross is right in there. Look at that. Cross is right in there. This is all we use. This is what governs our day trades. This is what tells us right in here. Getting overextended. Need to take profits on our long positions. Get the cross in here. If you get a breakdown below this upward sloping trend line here, you can start considering short positions. Let's take a look at a couple of shorts. We'll go into relative week 30. And for those traders who like to trade both sides of the market, again, I'd mentioned to you earlier, really risky given that the market momentum has been so strong. Not really seeing anything great there. Look at the heavy selling search, PSTG. That's actually been a pretty nice short. You can see that on a daily chart. Stock below this horizontal support level. Put up the major SMAs and see where we're at there. Below the 100-day and the 200-day, below horizontal support. That's a pretty nice short in there. CVS, that's nice. It's below the 100-day moving average. I think we're going to probably see some pretty decent selling pressure in that. You would have to draw an upward sloping trend line here. That's how we do it. We click here. We click here. Now I've got my upward sloping trend line. If the market starts coming in and the stock breaks this upward sloping trend line, I've got a day trade that's setting up. Let's keep looking, see what we've got. Again, the better play today, given the strength that we've seen, I think, is to play the bounce. Wait for the market to come in, look for that relative strength. And I think out of the stocks that I've looked at right now, WBA and CVS are probably your best 2 shorts. Here you can see it doesn't make big moves, WBA, and it's coming down below this horizontal support level. CVS to me looked a little bit more interesting. That's below the 100-day moving average, below this horizontal support. I think it could gain some traction, but choppy sideways stock. PSTG, if you're a day trader, that's a nice breakdown below that horizontal support level. Out of the stocks we've looked at, I think this move is probably the most significant, and the stock would have some follow-through selling on it. See if anything comes up in Pop Bear. Yeah, 2 of the stocks that we looked at. XOM is being taken off of the Dow. So that is below this horizontal support level. That also looks like it would be a good shorting candidate. And you've got the hurricane coming in, so I know a lot of their production is going to be shut down in the Gulf Coast. That disruption is also weighing on the stock, so this could be a nice little short as well. Take it very easy on the shorts. Much rather do a trade on the long side. So let's flip gears, go back in, see if we can find another long that we like. Shop was one that was interesting to me, but it doesn't have super liquid options. NIO, let's look at that. Remember, I showed you this one yesterday. This was my long of the day that I highlighted, and that video came out somewhere here around the 1680 level, $16.80. And let's take a look at it now. It's gone from 1680 to 2022. So in the course of the last day, it's up about $3.50 on a percentage basis. That's probably a 30% return in a day. And you saw that because you turned on your notifications and you subscribed to my YouTube channel and you watched that video. I hope that you're making money on this. If you are, please post that in the comments. Let other people know that you're making money off of these videos. So let's find a good trade in here. Let's find something that hasn't moved too high. Incidentally, I'm going to be going through and doing this tonight. I'm going to be showing you more searches as I go and do a live recording on YouTube tonight. It's the first live event that I've done in a couple of years, and there will be a link in the description so that you can join me tonight. Just taking a look, see what we've got here. Going to go into the daily chart. I've got to have a good daily chart for me to want to do any kind of bullish put spread in here. And I want to see a breakout through horizontal resistance. Shop was one that I liked. I like this horizontal support right in here. I like the fact that we've got this upward sloping trend line. I like the fact that it is not off to the races yet. And I'm kind of looking at this level right here, 990. This would be even better. Somewhere in the 964 level. I think we could have decent support. So let's look at the 960 puts. Probably end up doing like a 960, 955 bullish put spread. Let's look at September 11th. So we're going to go 960 and we're going to go 955. And you can see that this spread is so whacked out. It is negative $1.90 bid offered at 310. Well, I want to get $1 for that spread, so I don't really care what's on the screen. So I would simply go in, back this out, and if I were going to do a spread, I would look for a $1 credit. I'm only going to do a one lot in here, so I'm going to put it out there, but you can see if you can get that trade filled. If you do, fantastic. I think that this is a nice one with the option bid-ask spreads being so wide. If the stock pulls back a little bit and the market pulls back a little bit right now, you might have a chance of getting filled, and that bullish put spread would expire in 3 weeks, and we're able to lean on that opening price right there today. That's going to be support. That was resistance previously. Now it's support. We're also going to be leaning on this horizontal support level because our bullish put spread was sold below that horizontal support, which has been holding. And we only have to get through 3 weeks. The stock can actually move lower. It can stay flat. It can move higher. In all those scenarios, we win. The only thing we'd have to be watchful for is any kind of big market decline. And I pointed out earlier that that 337.50 level on SPY is one that I would be watching. Yeah, if 337.50 is violated on the SPY, I would start reeling in some of my bullish put spreads. If you get a week or two under your belt, you're going to have time decay working in your favor. You're still going to be able to buy them back and make money. Got a nice breakout on the market. I think that the strength of this rally has been pretty incredible, even though it's coming on light volume. We have to be a little bit cautious because those rallies can oftentimes be stripped away with one or two very quick moves. So shop, I like it. I think that 960, 955 bullish put spread for $1 looks attractive to me. You can try and get that trade off. And as long as this upward sloping trend line on the SPY is intact and it comes into play at 337.50 on the SPY, as long as we've got that, and that's also coinciding with this compression and that resistance level, so that resistance is now support, 337.50 is the level to watch on the SPY. As long as we're above it, focus on selling out of the money bullish put spreads. Be a little cautious for the next 2 weeks. Trading volumes are very low. We won't get back to normal trading until September, until after Labor Day. Then I think you can start to ramp up a little bit. But coronavirus is subsiding. Things are looking pretty good. I'm going to be keeping an eye on the initial jobless claims. If you like the content, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel and turn on your notifications so that you don't miss any of these videos. And make sure to watch for the link that I'm going to have in the description so you can watch me go through some analysis tonight. I'm also going to show you some of the great tools that I have in Option Stalker that help me identify trades. And I've got some indicators that I'm going to be showing you as well, like that 1OP indicator. Thank you so much. Hope to see you tonight. Thank you for watching this YouTube video. I'm Pete Stolzers and I'm going to keep the trade ideas coming along with lots of education, so make sure to subscribe to the channel and please turn on your notifications so that you never miss another trade. If you like the content, please give it a thumbs up. I've loaded 2 other videos that I think you're really going to enjoy. Stay tuned. We'll see you soon.